In order to understand this thing called capitalism and where it's going, you have to understand where it started. And where it started is during slavery. Slavery is 100% profit model. And this is what they're trying to return to. This is why they're trying to turn the working class into nothing more than slaves. Now, in the 100% profit model, you have a resource that comes naturally that you don't have to pay for, and you have the labor that's free, i.e. 100% profit. Now, the overseers of said enslaved people are paid in power, so you don't have to actually give them any monetary value, any education, any real structure. They're good as long as they're better than the enslaved people. And it just happens to be a black and white thing. Now, post-slavery, the only loophole to enslave somebody is through the justice system, which you can relate to today with the restrictions and the laws that they're passing against being homeless. Okay, if you're not going to be, beneficial to society with your labor, I'll lock you up and then you'll just do the labor that way. You'll become a slave. Now, the working class used to be beneficial. It used to be profitable. I believe that this was a long play, and they used the boomers as they're using them today to cause a generational divide. The only way for capitalism to work is through division and exploitation. And they will divide at every turn, whether that be religion, class, race, sexual orientation, generation, it doesn't matter. As long as they keeping us divided, there will be no unity, there will be no solidarity, and with no solidarity, they'll at least get to play the game how they want to play it. And those of you that believe in the American dream and believe that you will achieve elite class status are the most disillusioned, because you will never be a part of the elite class. The most you can hope to be is a puppet. And in order to achieve gatekeeper status or puppet status, you have to uphold this system of racism and white supremacy, because it's founded on perception. A lot of white people have never met a black person. They meet them through a screen. So anytime you see a black person on screen, you have to question, what character are they playing? What character are they playing to? What stereotype are they perpetrating in order to keep this idea about us existing in the minds of middle American white people? Middle American white people are just now giving a fuck about capitalism because it's starting to affect them, because they're just not realizing, oh, I've just been white. It never really mattered. Oh, shit. They'll try to enslave me too. Yes, they will. They don't care, because the trajectory is to return to a 100% profit model. It's always going to be trying to return it back to slavery. These people are not stupid, okay? These people are playing a long game, and not only that, they have all of the money, which means they can outsource the resources. They can outsource sociologists. They can outsource psychologists. They have all of the funding that can go into intelligence. They can figure out how things are going to play out. They seen Dr. King as an enemy until they saw a way to benefit from what he was pushing forward. So since Dr. King's whole plight was to be at the table with white people, they found a way to say, okay, you come sit at the table, and all of the businesses in your neighborhood are going to become our businesses. You no longer are going to have any type of you no longer are going to have any type of community independence. You're going to directly depend on me. And because of racism, white people don't care about what happens to the black community. And then when those Target, Ross, Five Below, Marshalls start popping up in their neighborhood, and all their mom and pop businesses start going out of business, they don't understand that this play has been set up from the beginning. When the Walmart comes to town and there's no butcher and there's no local grocery store or convenience store anymore, you don't understand that you've already consented to this happening to you. But because you're white, they'll never do it to me. I'm a part of the team. But race is the beginning. Race is the backbone of division. Class is the next step up. And y'all don't realize that it's always going to come down to class for these people. They'll use race. That's the easy thing to do. They've already conditioned you. They conditioned you for 400 years on that. But class is the next step. And since a lot of people are actively trying to do the work of undoing racism, and a lot of white people are trying to undo their own internalized racism, as poor as they may be doing it, they don't understand that the next step is class. So you don't have to be racist. You working class. I'll make a slave out of you too. It's only a matter of time. You see this with things like, let's say a small example, because I see everything as a test. What y'all see as opportunity, I see as a test. TikTok is trying to get you to do this landscape thing now. Now, those of you who see an opportunity to make views the same way you saw opportunity to make money with the TikTok shop are going to water down the timeline, water down people's experience on this app in search of more views, more recognition, more followers. And what you're doing is ruining the experience and ruining what made this thing great to begin with. And ain't that what happened in every business model? People love it, people enjoy it until it gets sold to the whatever corporate structure, until it needs ad revenue, until it does, and then you just slowly water down the model. But the only way to fight back against it is to not participate. The only way to fight back against it is to not participate. And a lot of you participate and assimilate for your own benefit. You don't look at the overall structure. You don't look at the long game and what's coming down the pipe. You only look at how it can benefit you. And what TikTok is trying to do is become a competitor with YouTube. That's their only competition. Instagram is not any competition. Facebook ain't no competition. This app is where it at. And like everything else, once you get a board of directors, they want to dominate everything at the expense of the user. They don't care if they ruin your experience. They want money. And a lot of you aren't making money. No, people are making money, and you see opportunity. Now, I make money out the app, but I never participated. I just came on here and doing me because it can work by just doing you. Because ultimately, people hold the power. And when people like your shit, they like your shit. It ain't got nothing to do with the algorithm. But since you're so focused on the algorithm is in favor of what the consumer is in favor of. And if the consumer becomes in favor of whatever the algorithm tells it to do, now you got the machine controlling the man instead of the man controlling the machine. Everything is a test. How far are you willing to go?